Do you sometimes think that you're too broke to be healthy? How ridiculous are the thoughts that we think to sabotage ourselves? That's like saying, I believe that I'm not meant to be healthy and life was not created. I was not created to be healthy. We have been given all the resources to be healthy, no matter where our position in life, our age, our financial position. Of course, the more we master being fruitful financially, the more we can invest in our health financially. But all of the greatest gifts, offerings, and possibilities of health have been provided to us for free. It's about having a abundance, paradise, well-being mindset, which is a thankful mindset. A thankful, appreciative, grateful consciousness is a resourceful consciousness. A resourceful consciousness realizes that it is what it is looking for and that it has access to what it's looking for. So, where do we start? How do we get to experience being fruitful? Well, as I just mentioned, to experience being fruitful, then we appreciate the fruit that we already have. We have already been blessed with a mind made in the image and likeness of the divine mind of the Creator that made us. That is a priceless, priceless tool, especially when we focus it, align it with its source, with thankfulness. Activate the creative capacity of the mind, which is our imagination. Through thankfulness, we can activate our imagination, and through our imagination, we can activate our thankfulness. So, just giving thanks for having the capacity to give thanks and to create our reality by focusing on more and more aspects to be thankful for. Being thankful that we have been created by a creator, that the creator created us and our experience of life that is priceless. That the creator gave us a mind, and not just any mind, a creative mind, an imaginative mind, a mind that can be open to priceless, fruitful, genius, inspiration. Giving thanks for our breath, the most important food that there is, the most subtle but profoundly potent element, our breath. We can either breathe like we're fruitful, or we can breathe like we're in scarcity, barely breathing. Not appreciating breathing is scarcity breathing, is sickness and illness breathing. The more we breathe with a wow, thank God breath in every breath because we're focused on things to be thankful for, that's a different kind of breath, leads to different kind of thoughts, consciousness, inspiration, ideas, energy, vitality. That capacity is ours for free. We all have the capacity to have a good night's rest. Sure, there may have been many things that we may have done to ourselves to mess up our sleep cycles, to cause toxicity in our mind and our consciousness in our body that affects our sleep. However, not allowing yourself to receive enough sleep is going to make that even worse. So let's give ourselves the gift of rest and a good night's sleep, getting to bed at a reasonable time, going to bed after we've digested our food, rather than having a huge load of work and homework that we give our body, when really rest time, sleep time is the time for our body to renew, restore, regenerate, and rejuvenate ourselves. So just that gift of not having stuffed ourselves with all kinds of potentially unnatural, slow digesting, heavy foods is going to help us wake up with more of a spring in our step, with more thankfulness in our heart, and with more joy. So, rest free. We've been given the elements for free. We've been given creation for free. The sun, the moon, the stars, the air, the trees, the grass, the animals, the springs, the rivers, the lakes, and the ocean, and so, so much more. So much beauty, so much color, so much geometry, so much harmony, so many beautiful sounds of birds singing, bees buzzing, children laughing, including our own inner child. So much fruitful health we've been given for free. So, what else? We've been given the warmth of our body, the element of fire that helps us take the initiative of movement, of inspired action, of getting out of bed, of getting out of indoors, of getting out into nature and moving our body every day, of working up a sweat, of breathing deep, of being embodied, how it feels to be alive. The gift of life, the gift of nature. There's no point appreciating it on a screen or just out the window. We've got to get out there every day. We've got to move our bodies. We don't have to go for a marathon. We don't have to climb a mountain every day, but we can go for a really beautiful, nourishing, invigorating paradise walk twice a day for 45 minutes. And once we relearn and master how to not just walk, but paradise walk, we can turn that into a paradise jog, a paradise run, a paradise hike, you name it. All forms of other movement and sport, whilst being in connection with our minds, with our breath, with all the good feelings, with empowered physiology, not just moving the body, but moving the body confidently. So, what else is for free? So much. We can fast for free. And the more we master the art of joyfully fasting, the more we enjoy our food. And the more food that we get to enjoy, the healthier life we get to enjoy. The more our inspiring story, desires, visions can come to fruition when we give our digestive system a break and focus on ecstatic, thankful communion, affirmation of all the beauty in life, which some people call prayer. We also like to call it appreciation. Water. Yeah, some people are charging for water in plastic bottles, some of it just out of a tap. But water has been given to us for free and is extremely affordable, and we can hydrate ourselves. And every time we hydrate ourselves, we can be giving thanks, remembering who we are, the children of the Creator, and that we are drinking the holiest healing water. And it's very easy to either filter and or both preferably revitalize your water in a variety of ways that are as good as free and ways that we can invest some money in. But just that prayerful awareness of who is drinking the water and that that water isn't just some random liquid out of a tap, but is the holiest healing water because you have opened up and yielded to the presence of the Creator that created you and the water and all of creation. With that thankful presence, you make that the holiest healing water. And if the government says drink 2 liters of water a day, well, They don't exactly have a track record for telling the truth and taking care of the people. So maybe it'd be wise to investigate and invest in drinking different quantities and qualities of water, not only the water the government supplies. So, yes, spring water is best from a good source. And I highly encourage everyone to experiment with periods of a season at a time. That's roughly 3 months of drinking 3 to 4 liters of water a day. And yeah, 3 to 4 liters of water go in, 3 to 4 liters of water are going to come out. And what's going to come out with it? Toxins, waste, old emotions. Our emotions are going to flow more. Emotions are correlated with the element of water. So more water in, more flow, and more old, stuck, trapped emotions can be released. And yeah, you're going to be visiting a certain room in your house or some trees more often. And the trick is that if you're going to relieve yourself, feel relieved. And we can all experience greater well being through allowing ourselves to deliberately, intentionally feel more relieved. Lighten up. Ah. So, the Creator has made an abundance, beyond hyperabundance, of the most incredible, delicious plants. Plants that we can grow ourselves, plants that other people grow, and wild plants. And obviously, wild plants can be foraged for free with respect, with appreciation, with permission. But there are an abundance of wild foods, wild leaves, wild flowers, wild fruits, wild seeds from those fruits, wild roots, wild seaweeds, wild mushrooms. There is an abundance of free food available. We can get that fresh, or we can find it in a dried form. We can pay for it by the capsule amount, in which case you'll buy a $30 bottle of capsules with maybe 60 to 100 capsules in it, probably half a gram each. But for that same price, you could probably buy half a kilo or a kilo of the same wild food in a larger bulk amount. Now, there are wild foods that go for $1,000 or more a kilo, but there are also wild foods that go for 20 or $30 a kilo. And those wild foods are so full of minerals and life force, because life force is the electromagnetic field of those minerals, and minerals are the coalescing, are the condensation and the concentration of that life force into physical form. And really, more important than protein, amino acids, and so many of the things that we're told we need in specific large amounts. Well, all nutrients are made from the base nutrient, which is minerals. That's why they're even vitamins. Vitamins come from minerals. All other phytonutrients, all other amino acids, all other proteins, all other things that people eat, including all animals or animal foods, they come from minerals. And we can load ourselves up on minerals to the max very easily. So, what else is free? We've been blessed with the company of our siblings, our fellow co creators. And it's a inspiring investment to surround ourselves with high vision and high vibration people. Choose and discern and decide the kind of people and groups who embody the highest expression of their vision. As is often said by many people, we become the average of the 5 people we spend or invest the most time with. So let's immerse ourselves in the most wonderful, life-changing conversations, spaces, and places full of ignited, activated individuals. That's available to us all for free. We can choose to have greater conversations. And the greater conversations, of course, on the outside really begin with the greater conversations on the inside, which many people have said, from Buddha to Tony Robbins, that the quality of our life is determined by the quality of questions that we ask. So that leads to another point. Can we ask more inspiring questions? Can we have a more inspiring dialogue in our mind? Upgrade our dialogue. Consciously elevate our inner and outer dialogue. The vocabulary we use makes up the thoughts that we have, that those thoughts continuously become the beliefs we have. Let us be discerning in curating all incoming nourishment, whether it's food, words, thoughts, or energy, so that they align with our greatest and most beautiful vision. Bringing us to the next point, structuring our day around paradise practices. This is about aligning our daily routine with our highest, greatest inspiration. Frequency, vibration, energy comes first. Matter materializes and follows second. Energy is the causal realm. Materialization and physicalization is the realm of effects. If we wish to change the effects, we are invited to address the cause. So we can focus on vibrationally aligning our actions, our thoughts, and our intentions to bring forth and open up creative portals into reality. We can open up the creativity of the mind, which is leveraging the gift of imagination. We are made in the image, imagination, and likeness of the Creator. And the Creator creates. The Creator creates through the imagination. The Creator's creatorship is the Creator's imagination. So let's put it to use. So this brings us to the next point. Relearning and remembering how to nourish our body. To facilitate this, it's best to unlearn the industrial, processed paradigms of nutrition, to learn how to simultaneously cleanse and regenerate, to nourish our body within with all the frequencies of paradise, of victory, and this winfinity creation that we live in. There is all kinds of the most delicious, fulfilling, satisfying plants under our noses, at our doorstep. Dozens of leaves, dozens of flowers, dozens of fruits with their seeds, dozens of roots, seaweeds, and mushrooms. And there are no end of amazing recipes available so that we can incorporate those in. So just to give everyone a picture of something that I recently worked out, is that the average industrialized Westerner consumes 150 grams of flowers a day, not roses and tulips. I'm talking about wheat flour or rice flour, 150 grams. So, of course, some people choose not to eat flours and grains, which is a well-discerned choice. And some people choose to eat very high-quality versions of that, for instance, biodynamic ancient grain varieties of wheat. But there is a huge correlation between those industrial foods. The more industrial they are, the more they lead to the degeneration of the soil, and the more the industrial monoagricultural farming leads to the demineralization, devitalization, and death of the soil. And so we are what we eat. When we eat foods that devitalize the environment, they also devitalize us. So some people have chosen things like the carnivore diet or other similar diets, and they also roughly consume 150 grams of meat a day, which, although there might be side effects and drawbacks to that, relatively, there's side effects and drawbacks to everything, potentially. That's also 150 grams, but it's 150 grams of a lot of minerals. Yes, it's 150 grams of animals that have died, and yes, there's quality issues other than that, but there's a lot more minerals than in grain. We also, so that's rough, works out 50 grams a day. We also have the opportunity to enjoy 50 grams of wild food powders per meal, or wild foods fresh, even better. But until we know how to forage, wild food powders. So to give examples, leaves could be things like nettle powder. Roots could be things like maca root. Seeds could be things like cacao, real organic chocolate powder. Just some of the fun things. Fruits could be baobab. So, with a little bit of strategy and tactics, we can receive 50 grams of wild food powder in each meal that we have, whether it's a liquid meal, a solid meal, whether it's in a tea, a smoothie, a soup, a broth, a juice, an energy ball. We can make it into any recipe. We can put 50 grams of wild food powder into a burger recipe, into a falafel recipe, into a pizza recipe, you name it. So these are just some of the ways that we can tune into the power of wild foods and nourishing our bodies in a paradise way. So structuring our day around paradise means getting up and remembering that we're in paradise, moving our body as if we're in paradise, showering as if we're in paradise, having conversations and thinking with paradise consciousness, thinking fruitfully, resourcefully, feeling fruitful and resourceful, and all the positive emotions that allow us to feel connected. And from that connected place of feeling fruitful, we take fruitfully inspiring actions that perpetuate greater vitality and greater thriving, and are a lot more fun and fulfilling. And we naturally attract others to go on this adventure with us. We attract our tribe vibrating on the same levels. So maybe you would like to experiment with these things. Let us know which of these keys resonates with you the most. And we look forward to seeing you in the next episode. Stay wild and beautiful, paradise co-creator. We salute you. Peace.